Muslim migrants in Pennsylvania just repaid their neighbors with a nasty gift when they all woke up. Leftists in America have been busy telling everyone that migrants will enrich our culture, that by allowing these people into America they will somehow assimilate and no longer be driven to terrorize. But many of these Muslim migrants and others immigrants have no desire to assimilate to Western culture. This has been seen time and time again. Yet here we are, with another example of migrants refusing to assimilate and how they repaid the generosity of their new neighbors. Towns across the country have opened their doors allowing migrants from all over the world to enter their homes. Many of these immigrants coming to America do not hold the same values that many countries in the West do. For instance, many Muslims do not believe that women are equal to men and are typically prone to violence and abuse. Other migrants from other parts of the world do not have the same hygiene practices as the West and are often riddled with diseases that have long been eradicated in America. Now, one town in Pennsylvania is witnessing this sort of culture clash firsthand by their new Romanian migrant neighbors, and it is nasty. Residents in California are living in a literal toilet after a group of Romanian migrants descended on their town. The undocumented migrants were relocated there without warning by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, as part of a program called Alternative to Detention. Now, these migrants are showing their gratitude by defecating in the streets, beheading chickens, littering and rampant speeding through town. The residents in this small town are ticked and have written a petition that 600 have signed demanding that these nasty immigrants cease their disgusting behavior. A lot of good that will do, since the left will most likely argue that asking these migrants not to poop in the streets is somehow xenophobic or racist. Right. Here is more from Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Most of the 40 or so Romanians who have moved to this community in the past 2 months do not speak English well, if at all. They do not know American customs and are unfamiliar with codes of conduct. And they had no idea that their sudden arrival would upset so many of the residents of this small town 35 miles south of Pittsburgh. More than 150 residents packed California Borough Council's municipal meeting room Thursday evening to voice concerns about the influx of the Romanian refugees. The Romanians, who said they came to America to escape persecution in their Bucharest area homes, have been processed through U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and have been released as part of the government's Alternative to Detention program, which monitors flight from other nations. They are members of the group known as Roma, or Gypsies, and are distinct from ethnic Romanians. Roma are minorities in many European states and often face prejudice and discrimination. The federal program allows the immigrants find temporary homes, a cheaper and more humane alternative to keeping them in detention. But the Romanians, nearly all of whom are renting apartments from local real estate agent Vito Dentino, have had challenges in the community of fewer than 7,000 people. Angry residents at Thursday's meeting said the newcomers throw trash around, park their cars in yards, disobey traffic rules, and are disruptive in markets. Others said that they've seen Romanians killing chickens and children defecating in public. We're a very diverse town. We're very open, but they aren't assimilating to our laws, said Pam Durisic, 59, a lifelong resident of California. We are understanding that these are immigrants, but this is not the same scenario as our grandparents. They didn't come here to raise havoc. Council members, the borough administrator and police chief Richard Incapara said they had no warning that the immigrants were coming and have had difficulty contacting federal authorities for assistance and explanations. This is the issue with having migrants being shuttled into towns around America without any warning. These people have lived in squalor for years and have no idea what good hygiene even means in our country. This is not just disgusting, but it is how diseases are spread like wildfire and a pandemic can begin. If they want to come to America, then they need to be required to take classes in American culture and history. There is no excuse at all for a grown man to be dropping his pants and taking a dump on the sidewalk. For the government to just decide that this town gets these migrants without any warning is indicative of the problem we have today. A town in America should be able to deny these migrants if the townspeople do not want them. Also, if these migrants are not adjusting to the American way of life, they should be rounded up and sent back to where they came from. There are enough issues that America is facing today, and migrants defecating in the streets should not be one of them.